2 weeks ago, it was exactly 5 years since I quit my job, left my home in Prague, and went off to my first adventure that was waiting for me in Japan. Me and my friend decided to go volunteer, and this is a story of how we ended up living in an old Buddhist temple somewhere in the northern part of Honshu Island. It might be good to preface this with a short story how we ended up there actually. Back in Prague, I was pretty miserable and I didn't like the routine of the rat race, and I just wanted to get out and explore. At the same time, my friend really wanted to go travel and go somewhere else, and we just decided to find something together. It just so happened that I found an organization that sends volunteers to different projects all around the world, and lo and behold, there was Japan. Japan was my dream destination since I was a kid. I'm not sure why, it just one day came to me and I started learning hiragana and how to use chopsticks, even though I never needed that skill back home, but I was just obsessed with Japan. So when I found out that I can go volunteer in Japan, I was very excited. Also, it felt like an interesting project because it was focused on Tohoku region that was hit by disastrous earthquake and tsunami in 2011. So we just signed up for the project, bought the plane tickets, got everything we needed, and it was done. Everything happened so fast that it wasn't until we were in Japan that we realized that we don't really know where we are going. We slept overnight at Haneda airport and then in the morning got on a Shinkansen train, managed to get off at the wrong stop, managed to catch another train, and then in the last leg of the journey when we were sitting in the bus, I just realized, wow, this might be actually hard because we didn't know where we are going or what's going to happen. I mean, we knew where we are going, we knew the name of the city, we just didn't know how it really looks like at the moment. It was 4 years after the disaster, but I just wasn't sure how damaged the city was. I wasn't even sure if we will be able to let our families know that we are safe and everything is alright, you know? And then we arrived and our project leader was waiting for us with another Japanese volunteer. We got into a car and they drove us off to a place that was about to become our home for next 3 months. And it just turned out to be an old Buddhist temple, which I didn't expect at all. It wasn't a functional temple, it was an old temple that the city gave to volunteers so they have a place to sleep. Because this organization was coming to this place since the beginning of the disaster and helping the city. And so it happened that for next 3 months we were living, sleeping, eating and working in this temple, and I can positively say it was one of the best times I had in my life. So today I wanted to show you a video of the temple from inside, so this is like a temple tour, I guess. This video was taken at the end of our stay, and I think this was like one of the last videos we have taken, and I'm so glad we did. So yeah, right on the first frame you can see the bathroom. This was at the back of the temple. There is a bathtub that we never used. Instead there was a shower head, and we would just stood on a piece of wood and the water would go down the drain that was in the floor. There is also a washing machine that we could use, but that's about it. That's how the bathroom looks like. This was just the bag with some trash basically. Here on the left side was a room our project leader would sleep in. Here is a little corridor filled with futons to sleep on and stuff we didn't use or need. And this right here was another room where the girl volunteers would sleep in. And here is kitchen. It's small but cute. We would brush our teeth here, and it was very nice because we were looking out of the window and you could see the mountains in the back and the sea filled with oyster fields. It was very beautiful. This was the girls' room again because everything was interconnected basically. You would just slide the door and you could go anywhere in the house. And this was the main area where the boy volunteers would sleep in, but also where we would spend time together, eat and plan our activities. On the right side there is an entrance to the temple and a calendar with all the plans for different days, but also chores we would have to do. On the bottom left you can't really see, but we had a toaster and like a little grill where we would make breakfast or something. I was sleeping right there on the little platform where I had a futon and a sleeping bag, and next to me I had my suitcase with all my stuff. A lot of times we would make onigiri for lunch here, which is like a rice ball with seasoning. You can buy different flavors, very tasty. So every day another Japanese volunteer would wake up a little bit earlier to start making rice. So by the time everybody was up, the rice would be ready and we could make onigiri. In the beginning they were not perfect because they are supposed to have like a triangle shape, but by the end of it I think we got pretty good. Okay, so that was inside, and I also have a video from outside. So yeah, here you can see that we had a dry toilet just outside of the temple, right next to the main room actually. And with the temple it's bad enough that you can hear everything through the walls. It's basically just paper walls. So this was quite funny, but it didn't bother me too much. This is the back of the house. We never really did anything here, but there is a door. You could go inside if you wanted to. This is the side of the house. Water, gas tanks, all that. You can see it looks very rugged. And here, this window, that's the kitchen from outside. And in front here you can see that we were hanging our clothes to dry, which is sort of impossible. Summer in Tohoku is very hot, but also really humid. So every time you would wash your clothes or your hair, it would take hours to dry. And that's it. So as you can see, it was a very basic lifestyle, but I really liked it. That temple became like a home to me. One of the first ones actually. At least like emotionally, I felt like home there. And it was one of the first ones I felt like I'm making around the world. One is here in Iceland, where I'm right now. One is back home in Czech Republic. And another one is here, in this temple, in Japan. I will never forget my time here, but I think that's for another video. I think this is a good introduction. I just wanted to show you the temple and how it looked like. And maybe next time we can talk about what we did there and what was the purpose of the project and stuff like that. So if you want to see more videos like this, definitely subscribe, click the bell button, leave a comment if you want to ask me something, and I will see you next time. Ciao!